In modern warfare, victory doesn't always belong to the side with the biggest bombs or the fastest jets. Sometimes, the real power lies in what the enemy cannot see, hear, or understand. Imagine an entire battlefield suddenly going blind. Radar screens fill with false targets, tracking systems lose their lock, and precision-guided weapons are left confused, unable to find their mark. This is not science fiction. This is electronic warfare, and one of the most talked about systems in this domain today is Turkey's Koral electronic warfare system developed by Aselsan. To understand why Koral matters, we first need to understand how modern militaries fight. Today's air defenses, fighter jets, drones, and missile systems all depend heavily on radar and electromagnetic signals. Radars search the sky, lock onto targets, guide missiles, and coordinate air defense networks. If you can disrupt those signals, you can neutralize an enemy's most advanced weapons without firing a single shot. This is where Koral enters the picture. Koral is a land-based, mobile electronic warfare system designed to detect, identify, jam, deceive, and suppress enemy radar systems. Mounted on military trucks, it can be rapidly deployed close to the front line or repositioned as the battlefield evolves. Its mobility is one of its greatest strengths, allowing it to survive and operate in highly contested environments where static systems would quickly become targets. At its core, Koral is built around two main components working together as a team. One unit focuses on electronic support, scanning the electromagnetic spectrum to detect and analyze enemy radar emissions. The second unit is dedicated to electronic attack, using powerful jamming and deception techniques to disrupt or manipulate those radars. Together, these components allow Koral not only to see the enemy's electronic footprint but also to actively interfere with it. What makes Koral particularly dangerous to adversaries is its ability to perform radar deception. Instead of simply blasting noise and trying to overwhelm a radar, Koral can generate false targets, shift the perceived position of real aircraft, or create ghost formations that never existed. From the perspective of an enemy air defense operator, the screen may show dozens of aircraft approaching from multiple directions, while in reality, there may be only a few, or none at all. This kind of confusion can paralyze decision-making at critical moments. Another key capability is radar suppression. By precisely targeting specific frequencies used by enemy systems, Koral can degrade or completely shut down radar coverage in a given area. This creates electronic, blind zones, where friendly aircraft can operate with significantly reduced risk. For air forces, this is invaluable during strike missions, reconnaissance flights, or drone operations in heavily defended airspace. Koral's wide-frequency coverage allows it to counter a broad range of radar systems, from early warning radars that scan hundreds of kilometers away to fire control radars responsible for guiding surface-to-air missiles. This versatility means it can support multiple mission types, from protecting friendly forces to enabling offensive operations deep into contested territory. One of the most notable aspects of Koral is that it represents Turkey's push toward technological independence. Developed by Aselsan, one of Turkey's leading defense companies, Koral reduces reliance on foreign electronic warfare systems and allows for greater control over upgrades, software updates, and operational concepts. In a world where access to advanced military technology can be restricted by politics, this independence is a strategic advantage. Koral gained international attention after reports of its operational use in real-world conflicts. Analysts noted that enemy air defense systems appeared to be less effective, with radars struggling to track targets or respond in a coordinated manner. While details remain classified and often debated, these reports fueled discussions among defense experts about the growing role of electronic warfare and Turkey's rising capabilities in this field. From a U.S. perspective, Koral is particularly interesting because it highlights how electronic warfare is no longer dominated by only a handful of superpowers. The United States has long invested heavily in systems like the EA-18G Growler and advanced jamming pods, recognizing that control of the electromagnetic spectrum is essential for modern combat. Koral shows that other nations are rapidly closing the gap, developing sophisticated systems tailored to their own strategic needs. Another important element of Koral is its integration into a broader network-centric warfare approach. Electronic warfare does not operate in isolation. Information gathered by Koral can be shared with command centers, air defense units, and friendly aircraft, enhancing situational awareness across the battlefield. This kind of integration turns electronic warfare from a supporting role into a central pillar of military operations. Koral also reflects a shift in how wars may be fought in the future. Instead of massive air campaigns designed to physically destroy enemy air defenses, electronic warfare can weaken or neutralize those defenses from the start. This reduces risks to pilots, lowers the cost of operations, and shortens the time needed to achieve air superiority. In many scenarios, blinding the enemy may be more effective than destroying them outright. The system's survivability is another critical factor. By operating from mobile platforms, Koral can relocate quickly to avoid counterattacks. Its emissions can be managed carefully to reduce the risk of being targeted by anti-radiation missiles. This cat-and-mouse game between electronic warfare systems and countermeasures is a defining feature of modern conflict, and Koral is designed to stay competitive in this environment. For viewers in the United States, Koral serves as a reminder that future conflicts will not be decided solely by stealth aircraft or hypersonic missiles. Control of the electromagnetic spectrum is just as decisive. Electronic warfare systems like Koral can shape the battlefield before the first aircraft takes off or the first missile is launched. It also raises important questions about defense planning and countermeasures. As systems like Koral become more common, militaries must invest in resilient radar technologies, frequency agility, passive sensors, and advanced data fusion to survive in an electronically contested environment. The battle between radar and jammer is constantly evolving, and no advantage remains permanent for long. In the end, Koral represents more than just a piece of military hardware. It symbolizes a new era of warfare where invisibility, deception, and information dominance can outweigh raw firepower. By blinding enemy sensors and sowing confusion, Koral gives its operators a powerful edge, turning the invisible spectrum into a battlefield of its own. As technology continues to advance, systems like Koral will only become more sophisticated, more integrated, and more influential. Whether used to protect friendly forces, enable precision strikes, or simply deny the enemy clear vision of the battlefield, electronic warfare is no longer optional, it is essential. And Koral stands as a clear example of how mastering the unseen can redefine the balance of power in modern warfare.